Hey guys, welcome to my channel Stalk My Closet. For today's project, I have taken 3 meter ajrak fabric and this is the measurement I'm using. You can adjust it according to your requirement. I have 3 meter of fabric and the width of fabric is 45 inch. Firstly, I'll cut the bodies and for that, I'll fold the fabric by half in width. Now for small size, you just need to mark one length and you will get both front and back bodies. But for medium, large or more than that sizes, you need to mark two lengths, one for front and one for back. So in my measurement, body's length is 14 inch. I'll add 1 inch for seam allowance. So total body's length is 15 inch. Now I need two lengths. So I'll mark a point at 30 inch, double of 15. And I'll cut it out. So I've cut out the fabric. Now I'll fold it by half in length. So I have two lengths. Now I'll fold the fabric according to the required width. So here is the measurement for chest, bust and waist. Widest measurement is for bust. So I'll fold the fabric in width according to the bust measurement, that is 10.25 inch, and I'll add around 1.5 inch for seam allowance. So I'll take it 12 inch. Now I'll cut it out and I'll use leftover piece for sleeves or facing for the neckline. Now I'll mark the measurements. For shoulder, take half of shoulder width. In my measurement, shoulder width is 14 inch, so half of it will be 7 inch. Neck width is 3 inch. From this point, mark half inch downwards for shoulder slope and join it to the neck width point. For armhole, take half of armhole round. In my measurement, armhole round is 14 inch, so half of it will be 7. Now mark 0.75 inch inwards for front armhole curve and join it to the shoulder slope point. From shoulder, mark a point at 10.75 inch shoulder to bust measurement and 14.5 inch shoulder to waist measurement. Now I'll mark the round measurements. For chest, I'm adding 2 inch of ease. In my measurement, chest round is 35 inch. 35 plus 2 is 37 and dividing it by 4, I'll get 9.25 inch. For bust, I'm adding 3 inch of ease. In my measurement, bust round is 38 inch. 38 plus 3 is 41 and dividing it by 4, I'll get 10.25 inch. For waist, again I'm adding 3 inch of ease. In my measurement, waist round is 32 inch. 32 plus 3 is 35 and dividing it by 4, I'll get 8.75 inch. Join these points. Give slight curve to the pointed shape. Adding around 1 inch for seam allowance. Now I'll draw front and back armhole curves. So I've cut out the bodies. Now to cut front armhole curve, separate the back. Again fold the front bodies like this. And I'll cut out the front armhole curve. For front, I'll be making buckram neckline, so I won't cut it on the bodies. For back, I'll cut out the round shape. Neck width is 3 inch. Neck depth is 6 inch. Adding half inch for seam allowance, so I'll mark a point at 6.5 inch. Again mark neck width point. Join these points. And I'll draw a round shape and I'll cut it out. So body's cutting is complete. Now I'll cut the skirt. I'm making half circle skirt and for that I have folded the fabric by half in length. So here I have 2 layers of fabric. Firstly, I'll mark the radius, which will be waist round plus ease plus seam allowance divided by 3.14. In my measurement, waist round is 32 inch. I'm adding 2 inch of ease and 1 inch for seam allowance. So 32 plus 2 plus 1 is 35, and dividing it by 3.14, I'll get around 11.1 inch. So from the top corner, I'll mark a point at 11 inch. Now keep the measuring tape on the top and mark the same point till the other end. So I've marked the radius. Now I'll add around 0.25 inch for seam allowance. Now from this point I'll mark the length, which is 31 inch, including 1 inch for seam allowance. Now keep the measuring tape on the top and measure the same length. This is 42 inch. Now keep the measuring tape on the top and mark the same point till the other end. So I've marked the measurement. Now I'll cut it out. So I've cut the skirt. Now I'll cut the sleeves. To cut the sleeves, I'm using leftover piece from the bodies. Fold the fabric by half in length. Now fold the fabric by half in width, and now I'll mark the measurements. Fabric length is 15 inch and sleeve length is 17 inch. So to complete the length, I'll add piece of same fabric as border. Now from the top corner, mark a point at 3.5 inch cap height and 14.5 inch, leaving half inch for seam allowance. Now for armhole width, divide bust measurement by 4 and deduct 1 inch out of it. In my measurement, burst round is 38 inch. 38 divided by 4 is 9.5, and 9.5 minus 1 is 8.5 inch. So I'll mark a point at 8.5 inch. Join it to the top corner like this. Now measure this line and divide it into 3 parts. This is around 9.2 inch. So I'll mark a point at 3.1 inch twice. From this point, mark half inch upwards, and from this point mark half inch upwards and 1/4 inch downwards. Now I'll draw back and front armhole curve. Now on this line, mark half of sleeve round, that is 6 inch in my measurement, and join these points with the curved ruler. Add 1 inch for seam allowance and cut it out. So with this, cutting of kurti is complete. Now I'll stitch it. I finished front neckline using buckram and back neckline using bias tape. I've already shared same process in my earlier videos, so I've just skipped it. Now place front bodies on the back bodies, right sides together, and stitch shoulder slope on both sides. So I made a stitch. Now I'll overlock it. Now I'll stitch the side fitting seam on both sides of bodies. With this, bodice is ready. Now I'll finish the bottom round of skirt, and for that, double fold the seam allowance and make a stitch on the inner edge. So I've finished bottom round. Now I'll stitch side seam on both sides of skirt. So bodice and skirt is ready. Now I'll attach both pieces. Firstly, make small cuts all around the skirt waistline. Now take wrong side of skirt and right side of bodice and insert bodice into the skirt like this. Match side seams on both sides. And now I'll make a stitch on the waistline. Now I'll finish the sleeves. I've cut out the piece of same fabric as border to increase the length of sleeves. This piece is on fold and 3.5 inch in length. Take right side of border and place wrong side of sleeve on it and make a stitch. So I made a stitch. Now turn the border towards the right side. I've already folded and ironed the seam allowance on the other edge. And now I'll make the top stitch. So I have attached the border and this is how it looks. Now I'll stitch the side fitting seam. Lastly, I'll attach sleeve with the kurti, and for that take wrong side of kurti and right side of sleeve and insert the sleeve into the kurti armhole like this. Match side seams and the center of shoulder. And now I'll make a stitch. So I've attached the sleeve and with this my kurti is ready and this is how it looks. I got so many requests to share kurtis for medium, large, extra large measurements. So I hope I have fulfilled your request, and if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends and family, and do subscribe my channel for more such videos, and I'll see you soon. Till then, take care. Bye bye.